All right, I'll pull one out, shall I?
All right, pull one out, Connor. What
Dude,
have we
this
got?
is packed. Oh my god!
Is there this many fucking things people need to know about?
I guess so.
They're dying to hear outtakes on it for sure.
I pulled one out. How do I survive karaoke night when I can't sing?
Okay, well,
I mean, that's easy, I feel.
is that easy?
What's your answer?
Joey, you can sing, so
No,
you don't
no.
get a say in this.
But this is exactly why I know, because I've been to people who like going to karaoke, but they don't like singing.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And a lot of people, especially in Japan, like going because they just enjoy the atmosphere, right? Of just like seeing everyone have fun.
Yeah.
Right? If I had to give bad life advice, drink a shitload.
I would argue that's great advice.
That's great life advice, actually.
Because if you're drunk enough, then you will, because I've had a lot of people who I've gone to karaoke with in like big groups, right?
Yeah.
And there's always that one person who's always like really shy, you know, to sing or whatever.
Yeah.
We actually had that at the company party last time because we booked the karaoke room. And obviously, when you're starting off, right, there's only like the couple of, you know, confident people who are like, yeah, fuck it, you know, I'll start singing some songs. And then everybody else is just like, oh, wait, you know, you guys just go have fun. I'm just enjoying the time. You give them a couple of drinks and they're like, give me the fucking microphone.
Yeah, but the thing with Joey is like the karaoke Chad. I know when I go with Joey, like we're like in the room for like 0.1 seconds, and he was like, okay, I'm already loading up the song. And he's that motherfucker who has like 3 songs in a row. And the amount of times I've been to karaoke and it's like 2 hours in and your voice is shot. And you put on 3 songs in a row, and somehow you power through it.
Yeah.
And
I just really enjoy karaoke.
Karaokeing is about picking a song and be like, will you join me? Will you help me with this one?
Yeah.
Just having a bromance.
The other advice is like pick a song that you know everybody will know, even if you can't sing it, because at that point everybody will know the song. So even if they're not holding the microphone, they're probably going to be screaming it anyway.
Okay, what's that song then? Come on, this is the hardest thing I had to figure out.
September, yeah. No one can sing that, but everybody tries.
No, hitting those high notes is hard. But, but everyone is going to have a good time.
Yeah. Or like any like, you know, you kind of, what I do is I kind of take a gauge on like, all right, what is the average age of the people who are here? And then I pick a song from kind of that era that you might not know all the words to necessarily, but you've at least heard in your childhood.
Have you done karaoke with like 2 generations difference?
Oh yeah. I've been to karaoke with my mom and my grandma.
That sounds awesome.
Time, which is great, right? Because like my grandma does like all the old like enka songs, like from like the 60s and stuff. Yeah. My mom does all of like the kind of city poppy style like 80s songs, and then meanwhile I'm here singing Asian Kung Fu Generation, and my grandma's like, this is a song?
See, what I've realized is that some of like the obvious karaoke songs aren't as big of like a hit. There's a sweet spot. Like, for example, if I put on Wonderwall by Oasis, everyone knows Wonderwall by Oasis, right? Yeah. Everyone knows the words, but people aren't as like passionate about it.
You know what's the one song that you might think is the obvious answer, but is actually kind of an awkward time? Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's awful.
That's awful.
Everybody knows the song, but no one can sing it.
Yeah.
And it's too many like shifts and everything like that. Like, it's fun to listen to, but when you're in a karaoke setting where like you don't have that one person who's like, I'm going to fucking nail Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
You put it on and everyone's just looking around being like, all right, who's going to do this one?
The only time I don't like karaoke is when there's someone who can't sing, but they're like trying to like seriously sing. And I'm like, oh.
Really? I find that endearing.
I'm like, well, it depends if they I suppose the attitude of the person as well. Like if they think that like they're great,
and they're being cocky about it,
and I'm like,
okay, yeah, that's a little,
Whereas I'm just the opposite. I sound awful. I'm like, sorry guys, you gotta listen to this.
No, but like I don't know. I like it when someone who is not necessarily like good at singing. Actually just, you know.
Oh, no. I'm not saying if you're a bad singer, don't do it. But it's like when people are like, hey guys, it's my moment now.
Yeah. Because if karaoke, if there's one thing that is like universally true with karaoke, it's like no one gives a fuck if you can sing well. Right? Like even if you're like the best singer in
Actually, I give a fuck.
What, really?
Yeah. Okay. Because, you know, sometimes, so every karaoke session has a different vibe, okay? Sometimes I kind of like it when everyone is as shit as me.
Yeah, because I want everyone to be bad.
Because there are some times when there is some, like, we've gone to karaoke with a bunch of people, and sometimes there is like a singer that's like so good that I'm like, I can't fucking
Like, yeah,
follow
like
that.
why am I loading up a song?
I can't follow that. Like, they have like a pitch perfect rendition of whatever ballad they're doing, and then hear me is like, okay, guys, I'm gonna sing.
Yeah,
September
it's like watching like an
a.
amazing stand up, and then you
Yeah.
have to like Gant goes up and is like poo poo stinky.
No, I like that because like it kind of gives you the confidence.
Depends
to,
on the
like,
vibe.
It depends on the vibe. Like I went to karaoke with Nano once. And
that would be so much pressure.
she's
for
a
me.
professional singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, she was singing all these other songs. She's obviously fantastic. But then like and at first I was kind of like, fuck, I have to follow that. That's gonna suck. But then the way I broke her was I made her sing her own song. Because she's never done that before. And then after that, we kind of just like sang it together, and she didn't give a fuck. And I was like, all right, yeah, this is sick, you know?
All right.
So I don't know if we helped with how to survive.
Long
it.
story short, alcohol is your best friend. That is the best
Get
life
shit
advice.
faced and then
Karaoke's
no
just
one
one
cares.
of those things that unfortunately requires a bit of social lubrication.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Totally.
If you are 90% of the people out there, fuck that one person who's like, I don't drink and I'm never anxious. I'm like, I didn't ask. Okay, man.
Also, that's
I wish that was me. I wish that was me.
Good for you. But most of us, we have to have a beer or two before we can start
Yeah.
talking.
a performance-enhancing drug, if you will.
Yeah, I do. All right, next up.
All right.
Another piece of a question. Is it? Okay. Oh, it's just a long one.
All right, what do we got?
Oh, how do I deal with a bully?
Ooh, have you guys ever had bullies
Yes.
in your school?
Yep.
Yes, you
Yes,
have.
of course.
Oh, okay. How did you deal with it?
I punched him in the face.
Did it work?
It did. I've told this story. It was old story on Trash
I've
Days.
told my story
Yeah.
of bullying as well. I think so.
I think so, yeah. For me, yeah, but like I wouldn't recommend what I did to people because it is a gamble.
No, I fully recommend.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Or just clocking them in the face.
bro, man. Well, it's because I come. I was in school, and it's probably the only time in life where you can get in a full-on fist fight and have pretty much like no repercussions, like any serious repercussions. Like if you assault someone as an adult, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Or, you have a criminal record. But if someone's been a bully to you, I think if you fucking throw hands at them, even if you get beat up still, people just don't want to fight most of the time.
Yeah.
So if they see you as somebody who fights back, they're gonna be like, it's not worth it. I don't want to fucking deal with this kid. Obviously now there's some different, depending on where you live. Obviously in the UK, I feel like it's not as dangerous as some other places. So maybe fighting back is way less dangerous than, hey, for example, somewhere with guns could be a little scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if they have a metal detector that you go into this establishment in school?
Because that works every time.
Yeah.
That's what's flawless. Like I think that it really depends on where you are, but I think that generally I fucking fight back. Like if you take it, the bully's just going to see that as a sign of I can get away with this.
Yeah.
Is my belief. But I know that a lot of people believe that you shouldn't do that. But it works for me.
Because it's interesting, right? Because like I feel whenever you hear advice on like how to deal with the bully, it's kind of two opposites. It's either like just keep ignoring them until they get bored of you and they they go away, or it's fight back.
I think it's stages. If initially ignore them, don't give them don't pay them any attention.
Yeah.
And then hopefully if that works, then great. If they just won't leave you alone, I think you got to start throwing hands.
Yeah.
If they're being physical to you as well.
Totally.
But I don't know. Because my dad told me, he was just like, I don't know if he wants me to say it, but he was like, what are you doing? Just fight back. And then that to me was like, oh, I can fight back now. I thought I wasn't allowed to.
I have permission.
Yeah, because I thought like I was a very, very obedient kid, I think, in general. So when I was told I couldn't do something, I was like, oh, okay. And then my dad's like, you should fight back.
I mean, the only time, that's the only time I've ever punched someone in the face. And that was just because, like, again, like I followed that two-step process of like, I just kept ignoring.
What was like the camel, the straw that broke the camel's back?
It's when he started like getting physical with me.
Okay.
He'd like invade my space. He'd like push me around.
Pushing's the big thing that bullies do because it's not like throwing hands.
It's not fighting. It's just like
it's petty.
It's horrible.
Because like the name calling and stuff like that, it's words. You can just ignore it. But like when you start to enter my space, that's when it's like, all right, you better give me 3 feet. You better back up.
Did I tell you about how my first time I ever got in a fight in school?
No.
There was this bully. He was just being a dick. And I don't know why. He was just being a dick to everyone. And then one time he said something to me, and I said, your mom is a gerbil. He got livid. Because I guess it was like the first time anyone had like said back anything.
Your
like
mum is a gerbil.
I was like, your mum is a gerbil. And then the next 2 days was him
If
hyping
name
up.
calling was written in cursive.
I don't know why.
Your mother is a gerbil.
Basically. And then it was like, because this guy was like the troublemaker.
Yeah.
The scary one. And so the next 2 days he was hyping up how he was going to beat me up. And so we had English class and I guess because I'd also been told that I was going to be beaten up. Right.
Yeah.
Everyone was hyping it up. Like that I was going to be beaten. Like
This fight night.
this was literally like, it was like, everyone,
like Baki, bro.
everyone was like, oh, Connor's going to get
UFC fight night.
Dude, literally,
I'm tuning in.
Everyone was making me scared fucking shitless. Because there was 2 days where I had to go home and come back to school being like, holy fuck, someone's going to fight me.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, I'd fought my brothers before, but I didn't want to fight anyone who wasn't my brothers.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my God, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And so we went to English class and I took my seat. We all had our own individual tables.
Yeah.
And he was in my English class, so he walks in and I could just see him staring at me. And I was like, and he comes over, and I'm just like looking at the wall. I can deal with this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to get in a fight.
Yeah.
He comes over and he's like, stand up. And I was like, what? He's like, stand up. I was like, okay. So I stood up. And then he punched me in the chest. But I have like the weird chest, so it doesn't really hurt. And then I think I just went livid, and I just grabbed him by the neck and just slammed him down on the table and punched him in the face.
Oh, shit.
And then everyone jumped on me and like dragged us off each other. So I got stopped. But then I never got any punishment for it.
Damn.
But then he instigated it. Kind of. He pushed me.
World star.
It was basically, but then I got into like so many in that like 1 year I got into so many fights.
Well, it's because
it was like, what would happen was, and I guess this is
wait, well, you went to a boys'
counterintuitive.
school, right?
No, it was a,
Oh, it's a co-ed.
yeah.
Really?
I guess this is counterintuitive to my point. The side effect of my advice was that then other bullies thought, my turn.
A worthy opponent.
I think some people took this as like, which I guess is terrible advice in this case.
Yeah.
Some people took it as like, oh, but I wouldn't lose to him. Or I wouldn't get beat up. Or
Dude,
something.
you are literally Baki. Like you defeat that one
like
enemy,
enough.
and then the
funny why I
next
like
guy
Baki.
comes and is like, I heard you defeated that guy.
Well, no. So then it was like different bullies for like different things. It is like backyard. It was just like different reasons why they wanted us to like cause shit.
Yeah.
And so then in the course of like 2 years, I think, or a year, I got into like 5 fights.
Damn.
That was too many. But then after that, they all left me alone.
Right.
Right.
But because you beat all of them?
I was very, very aggressive if they ever came near to me. I was like a wild animal, I think. Because I used to get like blind rage.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever had that.
What define blind rage?
Just like in that moment when someone like pushes me or punches me when I was a kid, and I was so like, I was already so angry about it all.
Yeah.
I would just lose it. Like I would have no control. And if you punch me in the face, you're so angry that you don't even like, you don't even
think
feel
about it.
You just, because you'll just go.
Right.
I've never had that.
I've never had that.
ever before.
Oh, okay.
That's why they stopped messing with you. You never want to mess with the feral kids.
Yeah, dude, I would go fucking livid on them.
Because you can't predict that.
I swear I told this story on the podcast. One time there was my little brother was visiting school.
Yeah.
Because I was in high school. And in the UK, often before the next year gets to come up, they get to like have a day or two in the high school to get familiar with it.
Yeah.
And my little brother was coming up and I was showing him around. And there's other kid who was just a little shit. He would like spit on people. And yeah, he was just like he was a bully in like, not the physical way, but like the torturous, disgusting
petty
way.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he would like, you know, I don't know, like piss on your stuff or something. Or like something gross like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a really vile kid. He was disgusting. And one time,
So I beat the shit out of him.
and my little brother was coming around and I was showing him like, this is where I hang out and stuff. And then like 2 of these bullies kind of like came up to me and they were talking. They were like, oh, is your little brother? I was like, yeah. And then he's like, and he started laughing to the bully and then just slapped me in the face.
What?
I was like, what are you going to do about it? And I just immediately just fucking started beating the shit out of him.
I think I do. I do remember you telling this story.
There's like 3 of his friends who were trying to get me off him, but I was just pounding the shit out of him.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was like, how fucking dare you slap me in front of my brother?
Yeah.
I lost it.
It's like, I ain't no bitch.
I think my brother was like scared as well. He was like, what the fuck?
I mean, I've seen your brothers. They're like the most chill
I'm coming
people.
to this school. God damn.
So I like learned a reflex almost when people would like push me or do anything like that. I would just lose it immediately.
Activate berserker mode.
Yeah, because there was, oh my God, there's another time as well where this other kid, I got in like a little scuffle with this other kid and his friend next day came into school and was like, Oh, so I heard you try to fight my friend. And I was like, so this is like Backy, actually. I was like, no, dude, leave me alone. Pushed me. And then I was like, okay. And so I just immediately grabbed his head and like jumped and kneed him in the face.
Oh, fatality.
And then he fell on the floor. I felt really bad. And I felt really, really bad. And the next day I was like, are you okay? But he had 2 black eyes.
Oh, fuck.
And I was like, dude, I'm sorry, man.
I
But
just-
he started like a fight with me, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, in your case, it's self-defense, you know. So he swung first. It's self-defense.
It was just like so that's when the advice I think is kind of bad. It's like if you're prepared to have a Backy situation where you fucking fight everyone. I mean, I got to the point where I was just so done with it all that I would just start fighting anyone. And the reason, a lot of the time, the reason why they would, like, you're probably wondering why would they, why would these people bully you? If you've ever been to school, you know that sometimes there's just kids that are just absolute little fucking shits.
Yeah.
And they just want to cause problems. And I was in like kind of the nerdy group. We would just play games, but it's not like I didn't want to fight. I would fight if someone started anything.
Yeah.
But it was frustrating.
That's why it's kind of like a case by case, you know.
Yeah.
Like in a lot of regards, it's like a Dragon Ball situation, you know. It's like you either meet that enemy that you beat and then he's like respects you for it. He's like, all right, I'm not gonna fuck with you anymore. Or in your case, the Budokai tournament arc begins, and you have to fight everyone one by one.
And there was also like I don't think any of my bullies, the ones that I encountered, were because I'm sure there are bullies out there that love physical altercations.
Yeah.
I'm probably looking for that.
Yeah.
And if you give them that, they might come back to you.
Yeah.
But I knew that all these bullies were just fucking wimps, and they were just pussies that were just like they just thought they were like
They thought
better.
they could boss people
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm not taking this. Like,
that's
I don't
what
want
it
to fight
is.
anyone ever. But if you start shit, I don't mind fucking getting my face beat up.
Yeah.
If it means that I can land a few punches on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mutually assured destruction is fine with me.
Well, it's always like what I noticed is it was always like the social hierarchy, right?
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
who you knew.
Yeah.
I didn't play football.
Yeah.
So I was immediately couldn't get in the upper echelons of social society. In
It's
the
like,
UK.
do you have a big brother that is associated with
Like a
anything
rough
respectable? Yeah. Okay, here's a big question. Your younger sibling starts getting bullied. Do you start throwing hands, or do you let them learn the harsh lesson
No,
themselves?
100%. I'm going in and beat someone's ass. Like, not even a question. But it's different.
Dichotomy of sister having a little sister.
I
and
have a little
brother.
sister, so it's a bit
As a
different.
brother, if you fight your brother's fight, it's it's kind of tough because it's you could almost set him up for more bullying.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you gonna get your brother involved?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Like,
I think if I had a little brother, I probably might not
Yeah.
because of that,
you don't,
reason, right?
yeah,
Like,
because you don't want to be seen as like.
The guy
Yeah.
who just like
like,
snitches.
you
and-
can't
fighting your
do
brother's
anything.
fights
for
Yeah,
you.
you can't do anything without your bodyguard.
But if his brother came in, I'll fight his brother.
yeah, we can double battle.
I don't mind. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. I think it's like case by case, but most 99% of people don't want to get in fights.
Yeah.
And don't like being, especially if you have hurt them. It really depends how bad it is. But I think that you can suss it out. But if it's gone on forever and you've tried everything and you haven't fought them, just fucking fight back.
yeah.
I don't know. It's bad advice.
Fucking Hajime no Ippo all over again.
Dude, I mean, it's the only time in your life where it'll be like fine. So don't worry
Just
about
heartbreak shot.
it. But I'm also really glad because I felt like I learned a lot of valuable lessons. I learned how to I got my anger out. I think I'm not
Yeah.
angry. Like I don't hold any resentment towards any of those bullies as well. I mean, they were a piece of shit at the time, but
Yeah.
some of them have spoken to me now, and I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
And I think also having at least 1 or 2 experiences where you've been punched in the face is kind of valuable. I think if you've been punched in the face,
it humbles you in a weird way, you know.
You kind of know that feeling. You're like, I'm not going to forget this. I don't know.
I don't think anyone forgets the first time they got punched in the face.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes you. I think a lot of people who grow up to be quite aggressive adults never got into a fight, and I think that's because
Because they
You
had
just
all that
think-
pent up.
yeah,
Yeah.
you just think that hey, you never got punished for showing this aggression or anything like that. But if you get beaten up as an adult, it's obviously a lot worse. And one thing you have to consider, right? If you're a kid and you get punched to the ground,
Yeah.
falling to the ground as a kid hurts a lot less than
Oh, yeah.
falling to the ground as
There's
an
a
adult.
lot less
Yeah.
body mass to worry
There's
about.
a lot less
Shorter
Yeah.
distance.
You know, if you've fallen on the grass, you've been punched to the ground or been tackled.
Yeah.
it's a different ballpark. When you fall on the concrete as an adult, it is like really fucking
it's
bad.
devastating.
But getting to those kind of altercations,
I don't
as a
even
kid,
need to be in a
kinda-
fight.
yeah.
I can just trip over some uneven pavement, and that fucking
You could
hurts,
die.
You know?
You can literally die.
Yeah.
Like, kids can too, but like you can be roughed up a little bit more as a kid.
Yeah.
By other kids. Obviously not by adults, but like if you get in a fight as a kid, generally you'll be all right. You might get, it's very hard for another kid to really fucking brutalize the other one. I'm not saying kids should fight, but if we did, I would want to bet on it. I'd want to. Come on, let me in on this.
Yeah, I'm the adult sitting on the bench, being like, "What are you doing?"
Listen, I'm not saying I understand, but if I was a teacher, I wouldn't break it up. All right, I'm just.
It's the most entertainment I've had all week.
I'd break it up if the kid I like sleep. No, I'm kidding. If the bully's getting beaten up, I am 100% waiting an extra minute.
A lot of times it feels like it is a respect thing. So it's about showing that, I don't know. It's about not giving the bullies the nice feeling of knowing that it affects you. But if that doesn't work, then
just showing in any way that you're not a fucking pushover.
I mean, not only did my bullies not bother me anymore, they also left all of my friends and most of the other people alone because I think that they were like
you.
Well, I think that everyone had kind of like saw them in a different light once they had been like.
Oh, I see.
Once I just fucking smacked them in the face.
Yeah.
I think everyone was like, "Oh my god, this guy's a fucking loser."
So
and he kind of stopped. So I was like, "Okay, I'm a hero."
So there you go. Trash taste advice on bullies. Beat their ass.
Disclaimer that works for Connor.
It absolutely will not work.
Works for me as well in a weird way, but
I was also a dumb kid and I didn't mind getting like hit in the face. So I absolutely can't do that now.